AutoCAD is a drafting software used by engineers and architects to draft everything from houses to electrical schematics, mechanical devices. It's basically a substitute for pen and paper that was used for decades. It's just an electronic drafting board. So you can create designs quickly, accurately, print them, share them, and most importantly, modify them easily. No more pencil and eraser. Most of my students are working either in an engineering or architecture field because taking it just for the sake of taking it is an unnecessary effort unless you're going to use it. It takes a long time to learn it properly. So most of my students already work for an architect, are an architect, or an engineer, electrical, mechanical, more rarely some other type. And they use it at work. Sometimes I get an occasional clothing designer, jewelry designer, landscape designer. Basically anybody that needs things drawn electronically, quickly and easily can take the class. AutoCAD is a great software for an engineer or designer to learn. It's very valuable. It's a very well respected skill, and it should boost their career. The reason for it is because AutoCAD is very widely used. If you learn it, it's probably one of the best things you can add to your resume, especially if you're an architect, because really no one does hand drafting anymore. It's either AutoCAD or maybe a competing program, and AutoCAD really dominates the market, so you need it. It works differently for different people. I learned AutoCAD on my own with a coworker helping me out a little bit. I think the best training is face-to-face in the classroom where the instructor can watch the student and correct mistakes. You can learn AutoCAD on your own. That's what the textbook is for, although it's used heavily in classrooms. It's always preferable to have a knowledgeable instructor. You can get stuck on something silly and not move forward. Well, as far as learning AutoCAD, practice, practice, practice. It is a very heavy, practice-intensive software. Unlike learning routers and various IT tasks, which can be tried once and then you can refer to manuals and things like that. With AutoCAD, it's almost like playing a piano. You really have to know which buttons to push, and the situations change constantly depending on your design. So you have to know the software by practicing it constantly. As far as updates, that's not really a huge problem with AutoCAD. The updates from release to release are not that great, and I do try to teach AutoCAD release independent as much as possible, so my students can use at least 5 or 6 versions of AutoCAD backwards and forwards from any given year.